Hey everyone, Joe here. If you want to get thick sounding guitars in your rock mixes, then take a look at these tips I'm going to show you today. Now these are partly recording tips and partly mixing tips, but even if you're mixing for somebody else who's recorded their own music, you can suggest the recording side of this to them, like I did when I recorded and mixed this song that I'm going to show you today. So it's a grunge song from a three-piece band called Rusty G's. And as you can see here, we've got quite a lot of guitar tracks. We've also got vocals, but I'll keep those muted for now because I just want to focus on the guitars. We've got a couple of bass tracks and some percussions and drums. So the main reason I thought of showing this today was I've been getting a few sessions recently where it'll be a rock band had recorded all their stuff, they send it over to me to mix, and there's only one rhythm guitar in there, and they're asking me for a nice thick rich solid guitar sound, but then all I've got to work with is this one kind of thin sounding guitar. Now there are techniques of kind of doubling and beefing up the low end and things like that can make it sound a little bit thicker, but ultimately if you want a really thick punchy sounding rhythm guitar part, one single guitar isn't going to cut it, and that's where this layering technique comes in that I'm going to show you today. Now, it's not just about recording more than one guitar. It's the way you use them as well, which I'm going to show you as part of the mixing process. So let's take a listen and hear exactly what I mean. We've got 4 guitar tracks here in total. Each of them have been recorded with 2 microphones, an SM57 and an Audix i5. Now this is what it would sound like if James, a guitarist, just laid down his rhythm guitar track and we just left it at that one. So we got the opening, where I've got this kind of radio effect going on. Cool. Right. So the Guitar Town, that sounds like a cool place. The guitar tone is quite nice. It's crunchy. I think he used his Les Paul for this. Yeah, and we've been able to blend between the 2 microphones to get a really nice tone, but it's just, when you've got the rest of the band in, it's just not really enough, especially when we're coming out of that kind of radio effect thing at the beginning. It feels like it should go somewhere and it doesn't. So even though I'm using the Slate VMR and adding some thickness there, I've got the 2 mics, it's just not quite enough. So when we were in the studio, what I suggested was that James records the exact same part again. He used the same guitar, and then we've just got these 2 tracks, and then I panned one to the left and one to the right. Let's hear the difference where it comes in. So much more power. It's got that width, and it's just got a certain thickness to it. And it's not just the volume as well, because you could increase the volume of a single guitar take and it still wouldn't have that width and that thickness. And you could say, why not just duplicate the first track and pan them? And that can work. It's just that it can cause some phasing issues potentially. I mean, he's played in time with his original take, which is really important, but it's just the slight variations on the way he's played each chord and each note that really makes a difference. So again, we've got the 2 guitars going on here, building up. You can hear slight differences. Now, for this bit, it doesn't feel quite as punchy coming into that chorus. For the intro it does, because you're going from 1 guitar to 2, but for the following choruses it wasn't enough. So I asked him to record 2 more takes, so that's where these 2 heavy rhythm guitars came in. For these, I can't remember if he changed some amp settings or he just changed to a different pickup, but we've got these 2 kind of crunchy, heavier guitar takes. And I've panned those hard left and hard right, more so than the first 2. So when we add those on top as an extra layer, let's hear the difference. Much better. And then the first chorus again with all 4 guitars. Yeah, real power. You got the stereo field filled with the guitar, but it's not overpowering anything else. You've got the bass panned right in the middle, and then the guitars panned left and right. So it leaves some room for the rest of the instruments. And then also what I've done, because we've got the kick and the bass in the middle, making up most of the bass response for the track. For the 2 heavier guitars that I've panned hard left and hard right, I've brought the high pass filter up to about 100 hertz, as opposed to the more central guitars, which is around 70 hertz. So we're keeping the bass to the center. It just helps get a better balance for the mix, and also make those heavy guitars stand out from the others when they're processed a little bit differently. And there we have it, quite a quick one for you today. It's all about layering to get that thickness on your rock guitars. So if you're recording a band, maybe suggest that they do a couple more takes, and really think before recording, think about where you're going to put these. So in the verses, for example, I haven't got the heavy guitars, the second 2, they're only in the chorus. So you can think about where you want to really beef up the tone of the song. And then if you're just mixing for a band, you can always suggest that they record an extra couple of takes for you as well. Please leave a comment below. Let me know when you're recording. Do you like to record just one guitar, or do you layer it up a little bit? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we've got more recording and mixing tips coming out every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.